It's the Bruins Benders Podcast, Season 5, Episode 35, Changes with Maddie and Smitty, brought to you on the Inside the Rink Podcast Network and InsideTheRink.com. Get your Bruins news and info there. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe on YouTube. Get your comments in. We'll discuss Jay Leach not being renewed by the Bruins. Also, a yay or nay on a couple of defensemen. And is there any concern that Steve Spott might be leaving the team? All that and more right here on the Bruins Benders Podcast as we continue the offseason, which started early. Eastern Conference Finals right now. Montreal getting it handed to them, which is a nice consolation.
Yeah, I mean, that's no shame. That's
no
a
shame in that.
No,
can't get out of their own way. Down 3-0 after one.
it's too bad.
It's really a shame. And we're gonna have a pretty good Stanley Cup final, I think, with Vegas and Carolina.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a good matchup. Vegas was one of the best 5-on-5 teams all year long. They just hadn't been getting the goaltending, and they're getting it now.
Sure.
Getting it now. I feel like Cassidy kind of got a raw deal there. You know, it's January, 8th or something like that. Number one goalie goes down. 3 months, you kind of tread water. You're not getting the goaltending. Get fired. Torts comes in. Like 4 days later, your number one goalie comes back, and all of a sudden you go on a run.
Right.
It looks like Torts is a genius.
Right.
But if Cassidy had stayed and the number one goalie was there, I feel like you're probably getting the same. You're probably getting the same thing because they were a really good hockey team all year long with poor goaltending, and now they're getting good goaltending, and here they are in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, I think that one of the Vegas Golden Knights said, what's the difference? And he said that Tortorella trusts us or something of that nature. Cassidy could be a sarcastic prick and probably doesn't give a lot of credit when it's due. He's probably one of those coaches that expects success and then just hammers you when you don't have it. So you probably have to have some thick skin and you're not going to get a lot of pats on the back from him. Tortorella probably came in a little softer because although he can be a prick himself, he is, more of a player's type of coach.
Yes.
A little more sensitive that way. The goaltending definitely has come through. Vegas is excellent defensively. I mean, they play really good defensive hockey.
I've been all year long.
So that definitely helped beat Colorado, and Carolina and Vegas both play very good defensively. So it's going to be one of those series, I think, a grinder type series. It should be interesting. Hopefully it's a long one and a good competitive one.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. How about Vegas, though? Third Stanley Cup final in 9 years.
I know. They come in the league, and a third of the time they're in the Stanley Cup finals.
Pretty good. I mean,
it's pretty crazy.
Say what you want about them, about being, kind of over the top. As far as, not letting Cassidy interview with other teams, kind of ruthless in that way. But they did a really good job building the roster initially through that expansion draft where they were wheeling and dealing. They were making moves, bold moves. And they've made bold moves their entire existence. They haven't been afraid to take chances. They haven't been afraid to shell out big contracts, bring guys in, maybe skirt the LTIR rules. Like they are championship driven.
They are.
And it's what I wouldn't mind seeing from this ownership group in this town. But it's not that way. And it hasn't been that way. But the front office and the ownership group of Vegas is definitely motivated to win. And, I would like to see that kind of rub off on the Bruins.
Yeah, but you know what? Taylor's oldest time. Like,
you know what? It doesn't.
It doesn't. I mean, it hasn't for a long, long time.
It hasn't. They're not. End of story.
I still believe that the reason why the Bruins really went for it in 2011 was really largely because of the rest of the teams in the region that all had won, and they had won recently. Patriots won 3 times. The Sox had won twice. The Celtics won in 2008. So you're kind of left out And I think that gave him some motivation to get a championship. And then since then, I think all the teams have kind of taken the foot off the gas a bit. And
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're seeing now across the city. I mean, it's just all the teams really are becoming that. So there was a lot of winning, and now, but I'm not taking away the fact that the Bruins just don't understand how to build the next core, the next roster. They don't, and they're not sure where they're going to get it from. There's a lot of stories out there about what they might try to do and all this stuff. I'm not sure it's possible. I'm not sure where they're going to get who they need to get. I'm watching these series here, and they'd have no chance against Carolina or Vegas or Montreal they just can't skate with those teams. It would be a complete disaster playing Carolina right now.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina's always been a bad matchup for them because they're relentless and they can skate, and the Bruins just don't have those people. I was watching Vegas against Colorado and some of their D going back to retrieve pucks and stuff. It's an entirely different game. Like, it looks like they're playing a different game. Mm-hmm. You watched Shea Theodore or someone else go back there. He just swoops back, picks the puck up on the fly, hits the weak side defenseman up to the forward through center ice, and they're out. And it's like unbelievable against a really good skating team in Colorado that's been the best team all year long. And the Bruins just aren't that. You watch Henry Jokiharju play in the goddamn men's world championships, and he looks like fucking Cale Makar out there. He has 8 points and 7 something.
Crazy.
They're saying Jokiharju and Korpisalo are leading the way for Team Finland. Yeah. Leading the way.
Yeah.
But he can't even crack the Bruins lineup because Andrew Peeke's in there fucking fumbling over himself.
Or Jordan Harris gets picked.
I just don't know if the Bruins in this current NHL with the guys they have in charge can figure out a way to actually build a competitive roster in today's NHL in what you have to do today. Like you might have had to earn it 20 years ago when Don Sweeney was there, and Cam 40 years ago when Cam Neely, whenever they were there, 40 years ago, right? Not 20 years ago, 40 years ago. You might have had to earn it then. You might have had to work your way up from the fourth line. That's not how things are done these days.
That's not
James Hagens should go in, and he should be the number 2 center, and he should just play right away, 18 to 20 minutes a night in all situations, and let him learn. Mm-hmm. But they won't do it. They won't fucking do it. And that's going to hold them back until these guys either A, figure it out, or B, there's new guys in charge. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to have to be A, and that means it's going to take a while. I
just don't know if that's going to happen. They have their ways about them. They want veterans. They don't want to develop. They don't trust young players. Although the players that they bring in shouldn't be trusted, but they don't trust the young players. You had a 7th overall pick, which you need this guy to pan out. If you needed Poitras and Lohrei to pan out, you certainly need this guy to pan out. And you can't screw around with a guy. So he's playing in the World Championships up the center of the ice and making all sorts of plays and carrying all sorts of play. And you're sticking him on the wing and telling BC to put him on the wing. And he's just kind of out of sorts. And then you're telling him that defensively he has to be this, that, and the other thing. And he's literally backing up and not being aggressive for you when he played for the Bruins. So he's literally, you can see it. He's trying not to screw up defensively. Right. So that's taken away his creativity. It's taken away his skill that brought him to the NHL as it is. And, there's tons of guys out there who don't play great offensively that you can still, defensively, but you can still win with because they outscore their mistakes. Remember that quote? They outscore their mistakes.
Yeah.
So, but there's plenty of guys in the Bruins who don't outscore their mistakes now. And that's a problem. Speed is a problem, but it's really skillful speed. It's just good hockey players. It's just talent.
Yes. Hockey IQ, talent, all of it. You can package all that stuff. They need all of it. Not just one attribute. They need all of those things. They need speed, they need skill, they need hockey IQ, they need puck moving defensemen, they need a new backup goal. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
So, Don Sweeney saying it was incomplete roster was kind of kind. He was kind of being kind to himself. This roster is an absolute fucking dumpster fire is what it is.
Yeah.
And him saying it's incomplete is kind of being kind to himself.
Yeah.
He was kind of giving himself like a little, it's okay. You know, we're on the way. It's incomplete, but we're on the way there. No, you're not. You're very, very far away from where it needs to be.
I mean, if you're watching these playoffs as they go forward, I mean, how are they competing against these teams? It was a miracle to get to 100 points. You know, it was. And good you had teams like Ottawa and Florida and Toronto who you thought those three teams would be really good, and they weren't. So you were fortunate there. Mm-hmm. Going into next year, those three teams are going to be better. I mean, there's a hunger to be good.
Yeah.
So they're going to get better. I don't know how better, but they're going to get better. And if you don't, then they're going to pass you. And Detroit is still hungry as hell. And they've missed a bunch of years in a row. They're going to try to get better. So the Islanders will be good. You know, so you're going to have some real struggles if you pretty much run it back. I just don't see you making the playoffs. I don't. It's not going to be this good fortune you had because the statistics say you should not have been as good as you were.
No, and Buffalo and Montreal were supposed to be down. Now they're better.
Yeah.
Buffalo kind of found themselves. So I feel like with their young core, they're going to be good for a while. Montreal is one of the youngest teams in the league, and they made the second round of the playoffs. Like they're going to be, the conference finals. They're going to be good, So, it looks right now like Detroit and Boston are the bottom of the Atlantic Division. If you're mapping it out next year, that's what you're looking at. Everybody else was good. Everybody else was in the playoffs. I mean, Ottawa got swept in the first round, but they're going to be good again. They have good talent.
They will.
So, and they had injury problems. You didn't. You were healthy all year long for the most part. Mm-hmm. So, they have a lot of work to do. And they need their young players, and some of the young players that Sweeney and Neely have drafted here to be given a chance and to be good, impactful young players. That's what they need.
They need. That's what I don't understand, that there isn't an incredible amount of urgency. There's almost this underlying arrogance.
Yeah.
That we're too good of an organization to let some young guy come in and make mistakes and stuff. We're going to really make that guy earn his keep and all this other stuff. Dude, you need him more than he needs you. Yeah. You need him to be pretty good. So to me, you got to be giving him every opportunity, because that's a guy who could be cost controlled for years and have skill, instead of trying to go out and pry it away from some other team and give up assets, or try to overpay in free agency when most of the time you're not going to get a real skilled player in free agency. And if he makes free agency, he's Mitch Marner and decides to go where he's going to go. It's just. Did
you see the free agent center list?
Oh my God. It's gross.
Somebody put it out on X today. It's like 34, 35, 34, 31, 33.
Centers in their prime. You don't.
It is awful.
Centers are like quarterbacks in fucking
yes
in the NFL. Look at the centers in the conference finals. You need Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah.
Those are the centers.
Yes.
People talk about the goalies. You can win with a goalie who gets hot.
Yeah.
It's the friggin' centers that get it done. And you don't have, up in the middle, you are not good.
No.
So that's why to me, they're really far away, because they need a high-end center. And those are nearly impossible to find unless you pick them.
Yeah, they need, what they need to do is they need to turn it over to the young guys and let them play. It needs to be Hagens, Poitras, Minton, just like that.
Boom, boom, try that for a year, and if it's
play,
not working, then get rid of a guy.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You're at the top of the draft and you're picking Landon Dupont, who's the best defenseman since Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah,
so
great.
Yeah, I mean, that solves another problem for you. So that's what they should be doing right now, is going young and, just let the kids play and let the chips fall where they may. What do you got, Connor?
There was some talk last season that James Hagens wanted to jump to the NHL right after the draft, and Boston told him, calm your horses, go back to BC, kind of enjoy college. After seeing Sweeney say that the roster was incomplete and seeing what happened throughout the year, my question to you is, why not with James Hagens? Why shouldn't he have come and just let him come and develop here for a year on the NHL roster with the regular team?
Yeah, he should have probably. I mean, he didn't have a great year at BC, so I could see, some trepidation on the Bruins part there. But if I'm Hagens, he wanted to come. I think he was willing to come out. He was even thinking, like, as soon as he got drafted, like, right away, I am.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Last season,
right?
Why did the Bruins tap the brakes if they were expecting a little bit of a step back? I mean, missed the additions.
I mean, they're tapping the brakes now. He's a year older, a year more experienced, and he had a better year at BC.
Still
tapping the brakes.
Right.
So your guess is as good as mine. I wish I knew.
Because they're straddle the line Boston Bruins. They just can't make a decision. They can't pick a lane. They I don't care what Cam Neely says. They want to make the playoffs every year to keep their ownership happy. So they're going to do everything they can, which they did last year, and they made it. By the grace of God, they made it. And they got 3 playoff games at home. And that's kind of where they don't lose their job if they do that. I just think that if they take risks, they could fail.
Right.
And then you could really put yourself in a position where you could get fired.
Yeah, so, they just don't want to turn it over to the young guys. They just don't.
They don't. They don't want to. And I'll tell you, the one path to get better will be playing, like Smitty said, those 3 guys up the middle next year. Like, that's a path you should try, because if you hit on, say, Hagens, and he's good and he's one of your top 6 centers, then now you just need another guy and you're in much better shape. But if you don't try him there and you're playing him on the wing and you're not giving him time to develop there, then you still have a major void there. And how do you fill that? It's almost impossible.
Right. And so, and that's the other thing is, you still don't know whether he can play center or not.
You don't. No.
So if you ease him in at wing and he has a pretty good year at wing, great. So now you have a guy who's a pretty good wing. You still don't know if he can play center. You still have a void there. And now David Pastrnak's another year older, and you still haven't really figured the thing out yet.
Yeah, that's what I say. You play him with him.
Play him there and see if he can do it.
Right.
Sink or swim type of thing. Like, see if he can do it. And if he can do it, problem solved. Like, great. He might not light the world on fire, but fucking Elias Lindholm certainly isn't lighting the world on fire, and he's been playing there for 2 years now.
That's so.
So give the kid a chance, let him try it, and then if it works out, you're in a better shape than you thought. If it doesn't, then you know what you need to do. You need to move on from him, or you need to put him back to wing, or, there's, move him down in the lineup, whatever the case may be. But at least you gotta try it so that you really know where you are. They still don't know where they are. With Poitras, they don't know. With Lysell, they don't know. They've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years now. They don't know where they are with their guys. Like, can Frederic Brunet play? Well, we think so, but we don't know. Like, same with Poitras. Like, he had a pretty good opening 25 games. He seems like he could probably play at the NHL level. Do we know? Well, maybe, but we're not 100% sure. Fabian Lysell, they have no idea. And then there's a bunch of other prospects down there that probably could play 3rd or 4th line roles that you haven't given a chance to, that you could get much cheaper than what you're getting now. And then you could go out and sign guys in free agency, like an Alex Tuck, even though he's too much money, to supplement that young group that you have. But until you figure out what you have in those guys, it's all a fucking waste of time. It's a giant waste of time. You're just burning years of David Pastrnak's prime to waste time, to accomplish nothing. You're not anywhere further along. You didn't move anything. You don't know where you are. You don't know where the prospects are. You don't have any idea what your future looks like because you won't even put the guys in position to try it.
Yeah, they're just way too conservative. And this is the perfect time this year, next year, perfect time to give it a try. And they won't. The Hagens will play wing or maybe start in Providence. No idea what's happening with Patra. No one gives any indication. All I hear is that his game is much more advanced. Like he's playing much better. He's a little chippy. He's a little pesky. He's really fitting in. He's really advanced his game, gotten stronger, but no thought of that if that could be something that happens next year for him, or if he's getting traded, or what happened. I don't know. Lysell is weekend at Bernie's right now.
Yeah, he's
They're carting him around the pool.
Yeah, he's an
right now. He's not doing anything. So, all those prospects you had, Patra, Merkulov, Lysell, is just dead wood. It's nothing, big nothing burger when you needed at least one of those guys to be something. And it just seems very strange to me. It just seems very strange to me that they just don't, because it's right there for them. Like Hagens and Patra and Minton, and give it a go. They're young, but fuck it. They're skilled. Try and develop them. And maybe you have a little bit of energy. Look, maybe you lose more games. You probably will. But maybe if a couple of those guys get to 50 points, you're like, maybe we have something there. Or maybe you move a guy. Maybe a couple of them do pretty well, and you move Patra, who has more value now because he had a decent year as center.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at even teams within your division. Buffalo's playing the Zach Bensons and the Peyton Krebs of the world. Have some other young guys on the way up. Ottawa's playing the Shane Pintos and the, Stützle came in and played right away. I know he was a number 3 pick, but that's Hagens. I mean, that's, what you want Hagens to be. He might not be Stützle right away, but same type of player, same, area of the draft. Like you should be looking within the division and seeing how these guys played their young guys and say, yeah, maybe it didn't work out for them right away, but then Stützle blossomed. Benson's one of the best young rats in the league, like 21 years old, had a great playoff. Like there's shit like that you can find out if you put the guys in there and give them a chance. And that's what the Bruins should be doing with their young players. It's time now to forget about all the guys that you can get, for third and fourth liners in free agency and stop with all that crap and play some of your young guys and see what you have. It's time. Yeah.
I think that this management is just not going to get there with this whole thing. And I've said that before. I'll say it again. Nothing points me in a direction where.
No, I don't believe it'll happen at all. I have no confidence that it will happen at all.
No, it's going to be, something's going to have to drastically happen. Like they're going to have to completely be in last place next year, not be able to get anybody, be in last place for anything to really, for the dust to come up. I don't know. It's just, I don't see it happening with them. They don't trust young people. They don't want to play them. Again, Don Sweeney was given a roster of pretty good players that just went to the Cup 2 years prior, went to Game 6 of the Cup final. He had Hall of Fame players in the lineup, and then made some moves that were good. I mean, he put that thing together for 19. Like that was pretty good. But he has not built a roster from the ground up. He has not been able to identify. Instead of just kind of putting players in, like with a core that's really good, now he's trying to build a core, and he can't. He's never done that thing. To give me some evidence where he shows you that he can do that thing, and people scoff and say best regular season record, and 19, blah blah blah. Well, this is not that. You can grade him in 2 parts. The first part, which is when he was a different type of GM, just adding pieces to a core that had been to Cup finals. And then this thing with guys who haven't won the Cup. So he's not able to do this thing. He can do that thing, but he can't do this thing. So maybe he's not the right GM for that. Maybe he's a GM who can take a team who has some talent and add to it, but he's not a guy who can build the thing up from the ground up. Why is that hard to fucking comprehend? Why is that hard?
It's not hard to comprehend. I see it pretty clearly, honestly.
And people will just be staunch. Sweeney, it's not Sweeney's fault. Not we look at where he picked. Well, that's his own fault where he picked. And then he can't get the whole league. Okay, so just why don't we cut the draft to 2 rounds? Because if the 3rd to 7th round don't matter, why are we wasting our time?
Yeah.
Why are we wasting our time? Make everybody else a free agent. Why are we wasting our time? I mean, the bottom 3 to 7 rounds, they matter. There's people all over the place from rounds 3 through 7 who are pretty good NHL hockey players. Don't give me that crap.
Yeah.
And you don't have first round picks, then you need to work harder to make those lower round picks work. Harder. You can't just go get other people's players, retreads all the time. So it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because people are just, it's not every excuse in the book for Sweeney. Every excuse in the book. Media, fans, whatever. It's just unbelievable to me. He's screwing this whole thing up. Like
he's been screwing it up for a few years now. What do you got, Connor? You want to add to this?
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to highlight one of the Sweeney points, but play a little bit of devil's advocate. When you talk about Sweeney adding to the core, and he was decent at that and trying to win, and then whatever this thing is, I don't think he's actually ever transitioned to the whatever this thing is. He's never tried to build it up. So like if everybody's crashing on him for, he's not able to build it up. Yeah, he never has. He's never tried. The first step there would have been James Hagens, and then going into it this year and selling off pieces for a little bit of a rebuild year to start rebuilding that up. But I don't think he ever has. He's been stuck in the trying to win mode, which is why I cheered so hard for the Bruins to kind of tear it down a little bit this last year, and I didn't get my way. But I don't think the Bruins are ever going to put themselves into a position where their general manager is truly building up this new core.
No.
They are going to have 2 to 3 players who are consistently good enough that it is a core they can add little bits to stay relevant.
Well, it is a good point. And you're right about that up until the point where those 2 or 3 good players are going to say, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
In a few years, when they keep doing this shit, David Pastrnak's going to say, yeah, okay, you can trade me now. I'm going to go win a cup somewhere else. And Charlie McAvoy is going to say, you can trade me now. I'm going to go win a cup somewhere else. Maybe on Long Island with Matthew Schaefer. He's going to go somewhere else. Those guys are going to go somewhere else.
They are.
And the Bruins are going to be left with nothing. They're going to have to play the young guys because they're not going to have anything left. And it's going to be, at that point, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for this core. If it's going to be too late for David Pastrnak, it's going to be too late for Charlie McAvoy. It's probably going to be too late for Jeremy Swayman. And we've talked about it before. By the time this team is good, most of the guys that are on this team aren't going to be here anymore. And if it plays out the way that Connor said, none of the guys that are on this team right now are going to be here when this team is good. None.
No. Connor, do you have something else?
One of the things that I was going to say is if 1 or 2 of them move on, like David Pastrnak moves on, right? In the next couple of seasons, you're expecting that James Hagens is taking the steps over the next 2 to 3 years while that happens.
Isn't that
to become that next good player?
I'm not expecting it.
Isn't that a valid move? Like, if you think that Pasternak's on borrowed time right now, then maybe you want to start developing some players just in case, like, he decides to leave. Yeah, I think this, to put it simply, and I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head, Connor, is he's still at a piece GM. Yeah. He's a decent at a piece GM. He's not a Build-A-Bear GM. He's not the build a thing.
Well, he's a decent add a piece GM when the team is good enough to add a piece to.
Right. But he's adding pieces to a team that's not that good.
Right.
So he hasn't gotten off that philosophy. And he's trying to recreate. Look, he almost tried to clone Bergeron and Chara with fucking Lindholm and Zadorov. I mean, that's like crazy to me. Like, that's crazy That is legitimately what he tried to do.
That's what he's doing.
That
100%.
is borderline psychotic. Like, that is
100% what he is doing.
So, that hasn't worked. So, and the Lindholm thing is a complete colossal fuck job. That, look, they were just talking about Nikolai Ehlers tonight with Winnipeg. Top 6'4" Winnipeg, one of the big guns or whatever. He's playing down the lineup, third line, making big money because that's where he kind of fits.
Yeah.
And he's thriving now.
Yeah.
So Elias Lindholm needs to be the third line center. I don't care if he makes $14 million a year.
Yeah.
His skill set right now is third line center.
Yes, it is.
Stop trying to jam it up my ass with him playing first line center. Stop it. Like, you look foolish. It's not going to work. So if they don't do that thing, if they keep trying to do that thing with Pastrnak and Lindholm next year because he makes too much money, then they really are idiots.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know how many times I can say the same things and beat them up and like I want them to change. Mm-hmm. I want the Bruins management to have a come to Jesus moment and to figure it out. This is the way the league goes these days. This is the way the game is played. This is the way we have to win. We have to incorporate our young guys. We have to give them a chance. You build through drafting and developing. Like, I wish they saw that. I do. I wish they saw it. I wish they could understand that. I wish they knew speed and skill was the way to go. So we didn't have to sit through, all the bullshit of signing a fourth line guy to a 5-year contract extension. Like, I wish we didn't have to deal with that shit, but we do. Here we are. But I just, in the end, I don't think they'll understand. I don't think they get it. I don't think they'll make the switch. It's going to take ownership getting rid of them and bringing in somebody else, probably outside of the organization, to really turn this thing around, to get it moving in a different direction. And I'm not sure ownership, honestly, I'm not sure they care that much. I'm not sure they care that much.
I don't. I know they don't.
About the team being a playoff, contender year after year. They'd like to make the playoffs and get some playoff dates, and they'd like the place to be filled, and they'd like to have a competitive team. All that, yes. But do they really care about winning like the Vegas Golden Knights care about winning? No, they don't.
No. And
until they do, I'm not sure the changes that need to happen will happen. So you'll get this team that kind of, the management kind of picks a lot around the edges and dips a toe in, and we'll, get this guy and we think he's a reclamation project we can work with, and they'll do those things, and maybe they'll bring one guy up and develop them, and the rest of the guys will leave in Providence. But that's what you're going to get until they can figure it out and get kind of a change in the overall philosophy of the whole thing. And we've been waiting for that for 2 or 3 or 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't changed. And I don't think it's going to.
Connor, go ahead.
Tyler kind of got to it at the end there. But what I was going to ask you is, do you think that it's that much of an issue for Boston and how their ownership runs the team versus a Carolina or a Vegas or a Utah, where the owner's more involved in kind of the going-ons of the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword with I don't want them like hands-on. Like, I don't want that thing. I just want them to be like, okay, if you need to get a guy, get a guy. If you need to, like, I need them to be a little bit more, and it's not going to happen. But in a perfect world, if your GM is not doing the job correctly, like look at the teams that, like, they fire Cassidy, they might win the cup. Like, they fire the coach in a team that was capable of winning a cup. So you fire the general manager because it's just not quite good enough. You let go of the team president because it's just not quite good. There's a standard. I don't want him hands-on and picking players and all that other stuff. I don't want him that involved. I just want him to be able to say, yeah, spend to the cap. And if it's not working out, we're going to get a guy who can build this thing correctly.
I want him to be
not hockey guys.
I want him to be a fan of the team.
Yes,
like as much shit as you give Robert Kraft, like, he tries to do things, generally speaking, he tries to do things that'll help the team win. He may not always make the best decisions, Lord knows. But he wants the team to win. He wants the team to succeed.
Sure. Rick Grossbeck wanted the Celtics to win.
And he wanted the Celtics to win, and John Henry in the beginning wanted the Red Sox to win.
Right.
So you need to have an owner that wants the team to succeed. If he doesn't really care if they succeed or not, he's not that interested in making changes to the president or the general manager. As long as the bottom line is fine, and they're doing okay and they're getting some playoffs here and there, like, he doesn't care.
No.
But that's what you want. You want a guy who cares whether the team wins or loses, day to day. And those guys, like the guy in Utah, cares. And so, I'd kind of rather have one of those young, energetic owners that, is around the team, sits, courtside or is in the box and watches every game, and he's there and he's, finger on the pulse kind of a thing. Not meddling, but still around the team, knows what's going on, wants to see them do well. But again, this Jacobs family's owned the team for a long time. They're not going anywhere. Charlie Jacobs isn't going to go. He's not going anywhere. And Don and Cam aren't going anywhere.
No, it's a major cash cow for them.
Yeah, you need some changes at the top, and then that trickles down to the rest. And then maybe you can get a change, and then maybe the thing will be going in the right direction. But like we said, I think that's down the line, a ways. Like I'll be dead before that happens. Like, they're not gonna do that. They're not fans of hockey. They're not fans of the team. I'm sure they love owning the team. I'm sure because of monetary reasons, and sure,
it's cool and all that. But I don't think that they don't know a wrist shot from a wrist watch. So that's just kind of the way it is. You need ownership to have a sense of urgency. Like Vegas, Colorado, these teams that have urgency. Minnesota has urgency now. So it's not a great outlook. No. And I know that people tried, people just won't admit it because they don't want it to happen. So if they don't say it, it won't happen. It's not a great outlook. Like, it just isn't. Like, unless they completely tank. The last time they did any significant changes, they were tank city. They sucked badly, and then had urgency to get Chara and Savard and so forth. They need that type of thing again. A couple of back-to-back last place, we suck, that thing, to do any sort of major change. And Sweeney knows that, so he's just going to kind of dick around and mix and mingle and get it to just let's make the playoffs, and that's his security blanket. He's not a risk taker for that reason. If he risks it and he misses, then he loses his job. All right, Lops Brewery. I'm sorry, Seven Chirps, sponsored by Lops Brewing. It's a brewery and tasting room in downtown Woonsocket, Rhode Island, specializing in small batch ales and lagers. It's open 7 days a week. Use the code SPORTS to get 10% off your online order at lopsbrewing.com. Follow them at Lops Brewing for new beers and events. Chirp 1, Jay Leach, not renewed. Expiring contract. Step in the right direction.
I guess.
We have been saying for 2 years.
Yeah.
That get rid of this guy.
Yeah, we have.
Now, when they don't renew him, the right move. It just, defensively it just wasn't happening the last couple of years. No shit. No shit. Yeah. No shit.
I mean, that's how you sum up the defense in the last couple of years. Yeah. Leaky. No shit. Yeah.
No shit. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't good. I mean, they went from one of the better defensive teams for a while in the league to being one of the worst defensive teams.
Yeah.
To me, a coach gets fired when that happens.
Should have.
It's not hard.
Should have happened a while ago. Chris Kelly should have come off the power play a while ago. I don't understand those things. When you perform poorly at your job over an extended period of time, there should be consequences, especially in professional sports. Like if you're just some
used to be that way,
working a 9 to 5, whatever, you have underperforming a little bit, fine, whatever. But a professional sports team, like a coach isn't, living up to the standards that you have set, in the previous years, been one of the best defensive teams in the league for, 10 years or whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he comes in, you're awful. Like that should have consequences. It should. The power play should have consequences. If you're putting a power play out there with David Pastrnak and Charlie McAvoy and at the time Brad Marsh, like some good players, and you're underperforming, there should be consequences.
Yes.
There should be. So yes, it is a step in the right direction until, as Matthew Curtis says, Mujanel gets a promotion.
Yeah, right.
All bets are off. What do you got, Connor?
Jay Leach was the head coach of the P Bruins from 2017 to 2021 and then left to go to Seattle and came back. So what that tells me is he sucked at helping produce any prospects down in Providence, and he sucked on the NHL coaching staff. So this should be the end of the Jay Leach saga. And just want to send my condolences to Catherine. We'll miss you, Catherine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look.
That's the worst part about Jay Leach ending up somewhere else is Catherine Tappan won't be in town.
Yeah, she's not. She hasn't been around. Has she
No.
been around? I don't know.
No,
I wouldn't be around either if my husband was coaching the fucking worst defense in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like, I just look again. We'll get into the incestuous behavior of the Bruins in just a bit, but that was a long time coming. Just wasn't working, dude.
Yeah.
Just wasn't working. Again, I'm going to say it out loud again. The damage Jim Montgomery done was pretty fucking severe.
It was.
It was. And people are not talking about it as much as they should. Like, there's been a lasting effect of him being the coach here. There has been.
Yeah. People will get on that in a couple of years and they'll.
Oh, yeah. They'll say, like, you know what? Geez, took a while for them to get out from under Jim Montgomery. No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? This is how things work. We say it for like a couple of years and we look like absolute assholes. So
and people are like, these guys, what a bunch of blowhards, these clowns.
Don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, everybody comes over to what we've been saying all along.
Yeah.
And it's all good because now everybody's saying it.
Yeah.
So it must be fine.
So now legitimate media members are buying into it. So that must be right then.
There you go.
I'll say this. Ty Anderson has been super critical the last couple of months. Like, he was in an ex-war with a couple of guys yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, talking about Bruins development and drafting and all that. And guys were throwing numbers at him and all this other stuff. And Ty's been on kind of a rampage. And that's, hey, I applaud him. He's the one guy who's saying shit that is, it's factual. He's not just making shit up. It's factual. Chirp 2, yay or nay? Simone Nemec?
That would be a nay for me. I don't think
I'm kind of with you. Like, look, I get he was a high pick. I get he's a young player. You probably have to sign him a pretty good deal. I get that you need defensive help. I feel like he's a right-handed Lohrei. Like, I feel like I think you need to change your makeup of your D. And I think you need some guy. You need to be a little more physical. You need a little more intimidating. I don't know. I don't love what I hear and see from him. I just don't think he moves the needle enough. And you're gonna have to probably commit a little.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll have to commit, and he doesn't do enough for me.
No.
New Jersey's got a pretty good young team, and he's like there, and he's bitching about playing time, and he's not on the power play, and he's on the third pair, and like, where would he play here?
I know that's the thing.
He's not gonna. I mean, maybe they'd give him second pair with Hampus, maybe, but I'm not sure they would because his defensively, he's awful, and Hampus plays against the other team's better offensive players. Yeah. So. I don't think he's a fit, and I don't think he's good enough defensively. I mean, they need puck movers, but I'm not sure he's even that right now. Like, he's like offensively, he's like 19%, and defensively, he's like 5%. And like those hockey cards they put online about the overall value and stuff. Yeah. So like, I just don't think he's a fit. I don't think he does enough for you. Like, I would like to have a puck mover back there. Absolutely. But right now, if you were holding a gun to my head, I'm saying I'll take Henry Jokiharju over Simon Nemec.
Right. You know what I'd rather do? A couple of years of John Carlson.
I would love to. I'd
rather do that thing instead. I mean, he had 60 points this year at 36 years old. Like Natick guy, like I'd rather have him for a couple. If you are not investing in young players a ton.
No,
you're trying to kind of be the team going forward. Each year, you're trying to build the best opportunity to make the playoffs. Is what you're doing. Well, let's just call it what it is. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
they're not, taking steps backward and all that stuff. They're moving forward. They're trying to make the playoffs. To me, John Carlson's a better fit for that thing. Like, do I think that they should be doing that thing? Probably not.
No,
but knowing who they are, I'd rather go John Carlson.
Yeah, if I'm the Bruins, or not if I'm the Bruins, but them, I could see them doing something like that. Like, and that's the way that I think they should approach it. Because, like, I don't think they would trust Simon Nemec. I think he would be in and out of the lineup, Lohrei in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, it would be another.
If you're gonna
hire anybody,
if you're gonna bring up a young guy and plug him into the lineup and let him play, make it Frederic Brunet. You don't have to give the guy fucking $6 million a year.
Well, that's the thing.
How
much better is Nemec than Brunet could be?
I mean, I think right this very moment, Frederic Brunet is already a better defensive defenseman.
He's probably a better defensive defenseman, yes.
And he's had pretty good years, points wise, the last couple of years in the AHL. So, give that guy a chance. Same as I want them to give Poitras and Hagens and Minton up the middle, like put Brunet in the lineup and let him play. Same thing.
I guarantee you, unless it's a change of scenery, Lohrei for Nemec kind of thing where they were both involved, I really believe that they would. I think it's more. The odds are better that they sign Carlson over doing the Nemec thing. Like I really believe that they're going to try every year. I don't think they're moving backwards. I think they're going to keep trying. This year showed them, hey, if we do this or that or this or that, we can make the playoffs.
I really feel like they're going to try to go out and get like Taylor Radish, too big of a contract. Too big of a contract, or Rasmus Anderson at too big of a contract.
Right.
Like I really feel like they're doing one of those things.
Yeah,
they really do.
Yeah, another bad contract you're going to hate in 3 years.
Probably.
That's what they're going to probably do. When, you know what? With this team, I'd rather just sign Carlson at a shorter deal than Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather.
Again, I don't want to hamstring myself with these long-term deals. Well, the guy who might be pretty good, but hasn't really done that thing and kind of been a pain in the balls. So, I don't know. Right now, they're so hard to figure out. I just am thinking with what they think. It's not what I think. Like, it's not what I think. But with what they think, I think the best things they can do for their shitty plan is John Carlson for a couple of years.
I'm on board.
How about this guy's been brought up from Chicago, Kevin Korchinski?
I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Another fucking. I mean, this guy's on a young team.
Yeah.
Who they want to kind of get rid of. Like, I'm always apprehensive of young guys at 22 years old.
Exactly.
That they want to trade. Like, why would you want to trade him?
Exactly. Like, if he's that good, why are we moving on? Like, same with Simon Nemec. If he's that good, why is Jersey moving on from him? Why is Jersey moving on from him?
Right.
Dougie Hamilton's asking for a trade. Why isn't Jersey keeping him?
Right.
If Hamilton wants out, if Peeke wants out, why?
You would think they'd keep Nemec.
Yeah, you would think they would keep him. Hey, here's a spot for you.
Yeah.
Get some minutes now. Nope. Still looking he wants out. Everybody wants out. So, I mean, I don't know. Those kind of things make me apprehensive. Why did Chicago dump Lukas Reichel?
Right.
And he comes here, doesn't do well. He goes to the Worlds and is lighting the world on fire. You know why? Because the ice is as big as the fucking Grand Canyon.
Oh, my God, I know.
And with his speed, he can just fucking go around guys.
That's the other thing. And I'm telling you, that hat trick, if you watch the highlights, it looked like practice. Like, I don't know what Austria was doing. They were just standing around watching him score. It was crazy.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you about shit like that. Like, people will just look at the stats and they'll be like, Lukas Reichel. Yeah, because he's fast as fuck and he has all the room in the world.
He's playing Austrian goat farmers. Yeah.
He still has no idea where to go in the ice in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I just
one of them hit him in the prick and went in. Like it was just like whatever. Like it just look. He's got good speed. He's young. He was a higher pick.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on the move. You know, for the Sweeney apologists out there, I still think it was a good move. I still think it was a risk worth taking.
Sure, of course,
because he's a young player, and maybe he finds with you. Maybe he does.
I don't mind him signing him for a year to play in Providence. I don't mind that either. Great.
No, I don't mind any of it.
I don't care. I'm glad he's with them. Great.
Yeah, let's not pretend like he's the second coming of Christ.
Jesus Christ! Like again, like they're dying for someone. Like look at the odds of him becoming anything is slim, like slim. So maybe he figures it out at 28 years old and comes back like Cameron Hughes and
he can step right in though. He can step right in to the lineup and play right away.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. What's the difference?
He's got to earn it. Yeah, exactly.
You got a guy who sucked for 100 games.
Right.
And you're going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
A guy who hasn't had a go of it yet, who you drafted.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that thing with.
Played the same amount of games in Providence. Both played the same amount of games in Providence. One's got to earn it, and the other one doesn't.
That's what I don't understand. Is it because Sturm played with his father, or what? I don't know. What's the deal? Like,
what's the difference?
That's what I don't understand.
That's a question I would like somebody to ask there.
Yes. What's the difference?
At that time, I would have liked somebody to ask that question. What's the difference between Lucas Reichel earning it and James Hagens earning it?
Right.
What
third organization? Yes.
What is the
third
difference?
Organization? They had to take him off Bedard's line because he was bringing him down. Like, don't give me he played with Bedard. Yeah, they couldn't wait to yank him off Bedard's line. So look, he scored a goal first game. This is what happens all the time. Scored a goal. Great move. This guy's gonna be great.
It was a gift. It hit the fucking stanchion in front of him, and he put it into an open fucking net. I mean, crying out loud, I could fucking do that. You could do that, and you can't skate a fucking lick.
If you just stand me up right. And don't push me or anything.
Yeah, if you tie your skates tight enough, you can stand up on the ice. We'll just fucking double knot your fucking skates, and we'll put you in the crease, and you could bang that in.
I would absolutely bury that. No celly because I can't skate. I would bang that in.
No celly's a celly. You could do the Yager salute. You give him a little fucking boom right after you bang it home.
Yeah. All right, Chirp 3. Any concern that Steve Spott could reunite with Peter DeBeer in the New York Islanders as they fired their power play coach?
Yes, there is concern.
I think that this could be happening. I don't know. I couldn't find anywhere.
No.
On AI or something, it said he had a multi-year contract or something, but I can't find any articles on it, nothing. I have no contract terms. Not that it would matter, probably. Who knows? But I think that he might be going back to over to the Islanders with DeBeer, and then you'll have to get another guy, to coach the power play,
and the power play will suck again
by Danny Paille.
It'll go, it'll be Danny Paille, or it'll be Chris Kelly again, or
So I don't know. That's something that you pay attention.
Yeah,
to.
I think. Look, would you rather run a power play with Matthew Schaefer or with fucking Charlie McAvoy as your power play?
I'm going to say Schaefer.
Yeah, I think most people would say Schaefer. I think he would be excited about a team that's up and coming, with a guy like Schaefer back there.
By a nose, by an eyelash.
Yeah. What do you got, Connor?
There's a power play coach who's looking for some work as well this off season. And if Steve Spott did go, how would you feel about Mark Savard taking his spot?
Well, that's been something, again, former Bruin, people loved him. Mark Savard, awesome. He was a Spitfires coach. He's been an assistant coach, but he's been canned at places. Look, again, this is the old, we love Mark Savard. So bring Savvy in. Like, you don't know if he could coach a lick. Like, you don't. You don't. So you've never seen him coach. You don't understand. You never talked to a former player who he coached. You don't know. But I guess.
Wasn't he in Toronto when their power play was awful?
Yes, he was fired last season.
So
there you go.
And if you can't,
Can't coach Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and John Tavares.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't coach a power play with Austin Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, Matthew Nyes, Morgan Riley, like if you can't coach that power play, like he's certainly not coaching the Bruins power play.
No.
So I mean,
you need better players to play on the power play. You don't have good enough skilled players
plain and simple
to score consistent power play goals. You don't. Spot did a great job for the first half of the season. And it got them into the top 5 or 7 or whatever it was. Like they were humming somehow. And then they hit a wall because they just aren't super talented. So then you hit the drought, the infamous drought. And then, Spot's obviously a good power play coach. He has a resume for it. I'm not sure if Savvy, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I don't think he has a resume for it.
I don't know. But look are we going to get the 2009 fucking Bruins back? Okay, great. If you want that, terrific.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the former players and the players you used to love. If they fail as coaches or as GMs, like Cam Neely has, Cam Neely is my favorite sports athlete ever as a kid, like ever. And I hate his guts as a team president. Like, I don't want that. Like, I'd rather have him over here on a pedestal and leave him there. And I have all positive thoughts about him. So if you're bringing in all your former players that you used to love, and they suck, be prepared to hate those guys and ruin that whole thing. So we're going to get to the next one here. Segues right into chirp 4. The Bruins a little too former Bruins heavy in the organization. I'd say so.
Would you? Little too former Bruins heavy. Yeah, they are. Yes.
Yeah. I look around the league. I haven't looked around the league, and I really don't want to about former players and organizations. The Bruins have to have the most former players in the management team of the Bruins. They have to in the league. They have to. I mean,
it's not just that they have them in like scouting roles.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. They're in every aspect of the organization, and I honestly think it makes it worse. I think it makes it worse because I don't know if they know how to be a professional athlete, but I don't know if they know how to pick one out. Like when the kid's 14 years old or 15 years old or whatever, 18 years old. I don't know if they know how to pick it out. So yeah, I would rather not have PJ Axelsson scouting Sweden or the fucking Baltic countries or whatever the fuck it's called. Like I would rather not have Milan Yursina being the guy that's scouting the Czech Republic.
There's so many.
I would rather not have that shit happening. Yeah, I would rather not have Adam McQuaid trying to teach people to play defense. You want to teach somebody to fight? Sure.
Yeah.
But teaching them to play defense? No, thank you.
No
like he struggled passing the puck out of his own zone. So like, what is he teaching people?
I mean, what's Danny Paille going to coach? Shoot it into the goalie's belly?
Yeah. I mean, Danny Paille might have left more fucking.
Oh my God.
Marks,
talk about a guy with speed and
glass above the net, and he hit the net in his career. Danny
Paille is 5 times the player Lukas Reichel is, and we say Lukas Reichel speed. Danny Paille had speed and skill and everything. Couldn't put it together. Had a couple of nice playoffs there in 13. He had a couple of big goals, and he would show flash every once in a while, like wow, that's why he was a 6th pick in the draft. But he just didn't pan out. And again, it doesn't matter, Danny Paille, the player, because here's the thing. He doesn't have to play. So it's not about his playing career. Can he coach the position he's coaching? Can he coach the concepts that you need? He's not playing. So it doesn't matter how well he played, didn't play, whatever. He needs to coach the concepts.
He had game-breaking speed. You can't teach that to other people.
No.
If he had game-breaking speed and hands to match, he would have been a 25-goal scorer.
Yes. Oh, my God. He'd
have breakaway after shorthanded breakaway after shorthanded breakaway and push it into the pads or hit the high glass or throw it into the fucking crowd.
Nikolai Ehlers out there scoring 30 goals. And he would.
But that's not him. So you can't teach game-breaking speed to other people. You just can't.
Yeah.
So I would rather not have him teaching people how to penalty kill because they can't recover as quickly as he can. They can't get into the shooting lane or passing lane as quickly as Danny Paille can because he was fast as fuck. Good for him. Made a great career out of it, but he can't teach it. So
that was the other thing. Brendan just made a good point about all these guys were like third pair and fourth line guys. Like they weren't even, top players on the, but they it's a good old boys network. And if they hire their buddies, because if you hire your buddy, like if I have a position, I'm Cam Neely, and I can pick Smitty, or I could pick a guy from outside the organization who might, have some pedigree and resume. If I pick Smitty, I'm insulated. Like Smitty and I have the same philosophies. Like we're friends. He's not gonna rat me out. He's not gonna. I can be my fucking my own self who has faults, and Smitty is right there with me. If I pick this guy from outside the organization, he says, Matt has no idea what the fuck he's doing. I can't have that. So I'm going to pick Smitty to be my GM, and we're going to do this thing together. And so that's kind of where they are. I think that they have their own philosophies. And I think when they bring in people from the outside, they get kind of questioned. They got questions last off season when they tried to pick a coach.
Mhm.
And guys weren't interviewing. They get kind of questioned about what they're doing. So they keep it in-house. So you're going to get a bunch. But it seems to be the most I've ever seen. Like it seems to be every candidate that is spoken of is a former Bruin. This is like insanity to me. And that leads me to believe that they really don't kind of know what they're doing. And Sweeney's afraid to get guys from outside the organization so that they say, boy, this guy, not great. Or I don't agree with what you're saying. Or
Right.
Why aren't we playing these younger guys who are developing? Like he won't have that pushback.
Paul J. of 30. The year is 2046. Coach Steves just let us do a Stanley Cup with a league best power play led by Coach Lohrei.
There it is.
Paul JM, you win the comments.
That is
right away.
Steves. Chart 5. James Hagens steps in after a scratch at Worlds to look much better at center. Should he play center sooner than later?
I mean, I think you know what we think about that. The answer is yes. He should.
My thing would be trade Zacha for
Yes.
whatever you can get and put Hagens at the second line center, or first line center. I don't know.
First line
center. First line center.
Yeah.
Okay, and then have Minton play second line center.
Yes.
And have Lindholm play fucking third line center or whatever it is.
That's
what I would do going into next year.
Yeah.
And I think you'd actually you'd have some pieces from Zacha. I don't know what they are, but you'd have an indication of whether Hagens can do it with Pastrnak. You've got to figure that thing. I don't know why they don't want to figure that thing out. Like maybe they have some chemistry. Maybe it works.
Yeah.
And then you take a big step forward.
A huge step forward.
But if you don't do it, you won't know. Like in the small space that Poitras and Pastrnak, they actually produced a little. Like they had pretty good numbers. Like Poitras was doing the best, played the best with Pastrnak, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All-world player. So, but they never kind of went back to it. Like they just didn't. But with Hagens, this is your opportunity to do that and see what you have there. Because maybe he is a number one center. Then you're going to have to go out and get one. Or maybe he's a 1A and you can get another 1A and you can be like Bergeron and Krejci and be not, you're not McKinnon and Eichel, but you're two excellent centers who play off each other well. Maybe you have that thing again. But you're not going to know if you don't try. So you keep shoving Elias Lindholm there.
They're just kicking the can down the fucking road.
They are. Yes, they are. Sweeney is buying time. And he bought himself some time by making the playoffs.
Yep.
So now he's all arrogant in the postseason presser, like, oh, our development, I don't see it as a failure at all. You did last off season, you said it, but now you don't. So he got all arrogant because he made the playoffs. Now he has some cushion, some security.
Well, and he also feels like, Minton and Zadorov developed in his watch.
Right.
Essentially.
He had to go get them.
Right. Outside the organization.
Right,
so did you really develop them? Or did they just come in ready to play from somewhere else?
They had, Zadorov played a bunch of games. Like they had some time, Minten played, a few games in the NHL with really good players, and he had some time. So they had time. Like they skipped a step. Like with Hagens, you have to go from the ground up. They skipped a step, and they'll go get someone else's young guy and do it. Go ahead, Connor.
Over this last year, we saw Sturm demote Geekie and Elias Lindholm at multiple times in the year when they weren't playing well. Do you think next season, if the Bruins have a Hagens or a Minten who is performing at the level and continues to perform at that level when put on the first line, that Sturm will have any hesitation doing it? And then follow-up question for that is, how much do you think Elias Lindholm being shoved in the first line is a Sweeney acquired the player versus Sturm is now in charge of the lineup?
It's 100% Sweeney.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I
don't know how Sturm as a coach could go, okay, Elias Lindholm is
the only reason I ask is he put him on the third line for a few weeks during the season when he wasn't playing well.
Right.
I think Sturm, generally speaking, can play the lineup he kind of wants to play, generally speaking. But I also think he is the one possible saving grace in this whole thing about maybe getting some young guys into the lineup.
He is. And it's a good thing that under his watch, Hustadinov and Minten are developing, because that gives Sweeney some confidence that maybe it works. So maybe that helps Hagens out of the gate get a chance, because Sturm can say to Sweeney, hey, these young guys at 21 and 23 developed and produced them. So now it gives Sweeney a little bit of, okay, like, all right, he's kind of earning that, respect.
Yeah, I think Sturm has those kind of chips in his pocket with those young guys that have developed a little bit, which may be the saving grace to get, the Poitras, the Hagens into the lineup and in top six roles where they belong.
Yeah, I think so. I think it could really be helpful that they did. But again, I don't know what the hell they're going to do, because they have Middlestat. Are you really going to extend Zacha and then play Zacha? Zacha wants to play center, and it's probably best at center. So you're going to have Zacha and Lindholm at center and Minten. So that doesn't leave a lot of room for Hagens and Letourneau. So what are you doing there? Are you trading those guys? Like what? So, I don't want, like Brendan said, they're going to keep Zacha and then until the deadline. Well, now you're up against it. What if Zacha scores 8 goals in the first half, and his value slips, and now you're trying to get the same value he had now at the trade deadline, and now you're really not getting the value. So now you either trade him at a lower value, or do you let him potentially walk when he holds you over a barrel? Like, Jesus Christ.
This is the perfect time opportunity to trade Zacha. Like 100%. This offseason,
like
because
the
center class is so bad. It's so bad. And he's coming off a 60-point season. Now is the time.
Now's the time.
You trade him, you should get a haul.
You should.
And if you don't,
30-goal center.
I mean, if you don't, that's on Sweeney. Like you should get a high pick. You should get a really good prospect and maybe a young player too. Like you should be able to get all those things.
Yes.
Now is the time to do it. And then, you roll with the young guys and see what you have. But now's the time. Like I feel like if they don't do it this off season, it's a gigantic missed opportunity.
And it's another missed. This could be the biggest missed opportunity he's had. Go ahead, Connor.
If, the center market turns out to be a dud and the Bruins do have a couple chips to throw in the fire, the two names that we've obviously mentioned now and in the past, Pavel Zacha and Casey Middlestat, I would be all for getting rid of both of them for assets, re-signing Arvidsson and putting Hagens in the lineup, and using the assets from the two trades to go ahead and make the addition for that last roster spot to make yourself an improvement in the top six.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a good.
There's a plan there where you could kind of sneakily turn it around pretty quickly. If you get the right assets back for Zacha, you're able to sign maybe a free agent. Maybe you get help defensively. Within the trade, and what those whatever the young picks you get in return, like you might be able to swing some of those picks into a player. So like, there's a way that you can maybe turn that around pretty quick. And if those young guys hit, you're a little further along than you even thought. So, there's some opportunities there if you're creative, if you have some balls, but we all know that's not Donnie. That's not our Sweens.
It's not.
So they're probably gonna run it back. You're gonna get the same goddamn team that we just saw, with the exception of one or two guys on the fringe, like we always talk about, dipping the toes in. That's what you're gonna get. It's gonna be the same fucking team. Instead of Arvidsson at second line right wing, it's gonna be your friend and mine, Alex Steves, fresh off his miraculous showing at the World Championships. That's what you're going to get. It's going to be the same goddamn team we just saw. Yoki Hayu's going to be in for Peeke. It's going to be the same fucking team. It's going to be the same team. Be ready now. I'll
tell you what, if after what Pastrnak said, if that's the case, then I would be very concerned about what Pastrnak thinks. I would. I really would. Because he said very softly and simply and respectfully that there's not enough talent on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting older. He said these words. I'm getting older. There's not that we need help. I'm getting older. The next time it's what the fuck are we doing?
Next time it's going to be trade me.
Yes. This is this is where I'm at. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you come back with this cast of fucking misfits again, be prepared. Go ahead, Connor.
Never mind. I'm going to hold it for my corner. It's going to be good.
Right.
Trip 6 writes for Georgii Merkulov were traded in the KHL. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm a year late. I said I was going to leave for the KHL last year. Yeah. It's probably going to be this year instead.
Yeah, I would think that has something to do with something. I mean, that's just kind of funky. I think he'll look around the league and try to get some sort of something.
Yeah, he might want to stay here. Maybe he likes it here. He might want to stay here.
He might take a best opportunity here.
Sure.
One more crack, but
he might.
It might not be there for him. I don't think he goes to the AHL. I don't think he does a Matej Blumel and goes to another team, plays the AHL again all year. I think he wants an NHL opportunity. If he doesn't get that, which he won't, I think he goes to the KHL.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry that he's looking to move on from the Bruins. And whether that's the KHL or another NHL opportunity somewhere else, I think, he's probably looking to do that.
Now, look, that's a guy whose skating was an issue.
Yeah.
And that's, you could say what you will about, I feel like we sometimes we throw Merkulov in the Bruins development. They suck at it. But in Merkulov's case, there was a skating issue deficiency.
He was an undrafted free agent. He wasn't he wasn't a top pick. Like he was a fringe guy kind of all along who developed a little better than you thought. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, maybe there's something there. But at the NHL level, he just can't keep up skating wise.
Yeah, and he was behind the play quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, Trip 7. David Pastrnak. Here are his rankings among Bruins in history. Which ones of these will he top at the end of the day? Okay. He is 5th in goals at 420. Johnny Busick has 545. He's 125 goals away from Busick. Does he beat that?
Do we? Is he still in the Bruins?
As a Bruin.
Yeah.
As a Bruin.
Is he still in the? That's going to be tight because I think he's gone in 3 years. So he's got to average about 42 in the 3 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's possible.
So it is possible. So I say yes, he will break it.
Okay.
Just because I want him to.
Okay. I think he will too, because I think I'm 60-40 that he's going to stay for a while.
Okay.
I don't know how it happens, but I'm 60-40 that he stays for a while.
I hope he does stay. I think he should retire a Bruin. I think
if he's dealt, it's with like a year or two left on his deal.
Okay. You're usually better at these things than I am. I'm usually too early on it.
Might be wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think that the Bruins' hesitation on naming a captain may have something to do with them being unsure of the long-term commitment from a David Pastrnak or Charlie McAvoy?
or his unsuredness? Is that a word?
I mean,
His unsurety.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The captain thing makes my head spin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that they were, or Sturm was ready to name a captain. I think he wanted kind of to set the culture himself, to be the kind of new voice. I don't think he wanted necessarily one of those guys who, in my opinion, weren't really ready for it. So, and look, they didn't have a problem naming Brad Marchand and then trading his ass a year later. So it's not like if they did it with Pastrnak, it's happened already. So it's not like it, didn't happen before.
But I do think they want a long-term captain. Maybe that's part of it.
Could be.
But who the fuck's that going to be? I mean, who's going to be long-term?
Connor's angling at this because his boy has been brought up in certain circles. Not to be, not right now. Not right now.
Captain material.
Yes.
Going forward. Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Probably true.
It's out there.
They're going to try to make him the next
I've seen headlines where it says, Fraser Minton's a future captain. Like
they're trying to make him the next Bergeron.
Yeah.
They're trying to do that thing.
100%.
I mean, I've seen the videos of him out there with Macklin Celebrini chatting with the officials.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what are you doing with those videos, Colin?
You shut your mouth.
All right. Ninth in assists at 513. Does he have a chance at Bork's 1,111?
No, he does not.
No, he does not. Sixth in points at 993. Bork has 1506.
Probably not.
500 points away. Fifth in game-winning goals at 68. Busick had 88. Does he get 21 more game-winning goals? Maybe.
That one's on the table.
Maybe.
That one's on the table.
Eighth in playoff points at 94. Bork had 161.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I'm not sure he'll play enough games to get there. I'm not sure he'll play enough playoff games to get there.
Right.
In the next 3-4 years,
I don't know.
You see this team making deep playoff runs? I don't.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, he's going to get 6 points, 8 points, 6 points, 8
in
points.
In his next 3 to 5 years, he might play a total of 20 playoff games.
Yeah,
that's not going to.
And that's 20 points.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Second in hat tricks at 19. Espo had 26.
He's got a shot at that one.
He's got a shot. Yeah. Tied for first in 30 goal seasons with 8 with Espo.
Yeah, he'll break that shit next year.
Tied for second with 40 goal seasons. He has 5. Espo has 7.
Well, if I think he's got the goal thing with the 42, then I think he's there with that one too.
Three more 40 goals. Okay. And then third in 100-point seasons with 4. Espo and Orr each had 6.
Yeah, he gets there.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's going to go down as the greatest offensive player in the history of the team.
Yes, I agree.
If he stays with the Bruins, and I hope he does, I think he goes down as the greatest.
Just look, he's 30. He could play to 38. He could play 8 more seasons.
Sure, he could. He could Ovechkin the fuck out of that thing. He could stand in the left wing circle and rip one-timers and score 5.
If you score goals, like if Joe Pavelski can play till 38, 39. I mean, if guys are playing longer, so sure he can. All right, Connor's Corner.
All right, a couple things from the episode. On the too many former players and staff, I will say that the last 2 times Sweeney has tried to go outside the box on that, it was Jim Montgomery and then almost Mitch Love. So neither one of those really worked out so well. So maybe that leads into the hesitation. But a little fun game here, looking at the contracts on the Bruins roster and the players that are expiring at the end of the upcoming season. I'm going to name the player. I'll tell you if it's UFA or RFA. You say signed, traded, or walks.
So what they'll do.
Correct. What will happen with the player. Yep.
Okay.
So the first one up is Casey Middlestat.
Traded.
I think he's traded this offseason.
Okay. Pavel Zacha.
Signed.
Jesus. I'm going to say traded. I'm going to say this is the one time.
You think they don't have their head up their ass? That's what
I
you're telling
think
me.
Sweeney they have to. I just think they have to, or you don't change the makeup of your team.
Wow. Tell you what, if they trade Pavel Zacha, I'm going to give them credit. I really will.
Sure. Okay.
I'm going to give them credit because I do not, in my wildest dreams, think they will.
When that trade happens, we will go live that day.
Yeah.
And we will absolutely kneel down in front of the throne of Don Sweeney.
No, we won't. Credit, but I'm not doing any of that. No.
All right, next one, Sean Corrali.
Walks.
He plays one more year and he's gone.
Okay, last of the UFAs is Michael Eyssimont.
Walks.
He will play his last year and then walk. Yeah.
Okay, then RFA, Lucas Reichel.
He'll sign a Bridgie.
I think he'll play this year and potentially they will not extend him beyond this year.
Okay, next up, Marat Nutty Huznadinov.
Signed.
He's going to be signed. What is he, next year? Is he up next year?
RFAs. These are
All of them.
RFAs
Yeah,
now.
these are all
RFA right now.
after the year.
No, after the year.
next
After the year. They will sign him to like a 4-year deal or something, yeah.
Okay, Fraser Minton.
Signed.
Signed to a pretty, if he has a 50-point season, they sign him to like a good size deal. Yeah, 6, 8 years, whatever it is. Yeah.
Last but not least, your least favorite brother, Mason Lohrei.
I think he's traded.
I think he's the most likely to be traded this offseason.
I think he's traded.
Okay, fair enough. A little bit to chew on there. Now, for the one thing that's off the topic, I was randomly listening to some old school radio driving around over the holiday weekend, and Peace Frog by the Doors came on, and it was like I got struck by this time machine in my brain, and it took me back. And when I was growing up, my family owned a beach house in Charlestown, Rhode Island, and on the weekends and holidays and stuff, we would always travel down there and spend lots of time there. And every time me and my dad would go by ourselves, he would put on the Doors' Greatest Hits album, and we would listen to it the whole way. So now every time that I hear any of those songs, like I can visually just like picture those moments in my head. So my question to you guys is, do you have any of those type of songs, and what are those moments that you think of?
Oh yeah, I do.
I do too.
So I'll give you a few. Every time I hear Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, I think of my 5th grade girlfriend, Amy LeBlanc.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just do. Every single time I hear that song, I think of her. I think she picked that song for us in 5th grade. So I think it was my first like real girlfriend. Yeah. And so I think of her every time. And then I was down on the shore in Rhode Island. Might have even been in Charlestown. Similar place, similar to it. But we were down there for like a cookout barbecue, and Van Morrison was playing. So now whenever I hear like Into the Mystic and some Van Morrison songs, I think of like being by a lake, in Rhode Island. So those are just a couple off the top of my head.
For some reason, when I hear Wings, Paul McCartney and Wings, I think of driving to Little League. I don't know why.
Okay.
But if I hear like Band on the Run or one of those, I immediately go back to Little League. I don't know why, but I must have heard it a few times driving to Little League back in the day. There's also songs I think of. There's a I think of my daughter Riley when I hear Third Eye Blind.
Semi-Charmed Life.
Yeah, Semi-Charmed Life, because we would hear that every time we were in the car together for some reason. Uncanny. So when I think of that, I think of her. And there's other things that bring me back, like Michael McDonald, like I keep forgetting, like the Doobie Brothers, those types of songs. I think of driving to North Conway with those, and I spend a lot of time at Cape Cod. And if I hear Rod Stewart, some Rod Stewart songs bring me back to Cape Cod when I was a kid.
I just thought of a couple more, and they both involve you. So driving down the Cape with you earlier in our life, I think of TLC Waterfalls. Was one. And then when we were on a school field trip our senior year of high school, we went to Florida, and that whole entire field trip, anytime I hear Black Crowes Shake Your Money Maker album or Boston album.
Boston album,
because we listened to those things basically on repeat the whole time.
I hear a long time. I think of that bus ride in fucking Florida in 150-degree weather. Yeah, I think of that fucking song. Yeah, it's funny how certain songs bring you back to this place. Like it's crazy, really. It's also crazy how you hear songs like every time Eileen and I are in the car together, we hear Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Like every time. And it's been like 10 times. It's crazy. So it's just funny how you hear things and where they bring you. Yeah. It's a good question. Really was.
That's all she wrote for me.
Comments, I think.
Comments time. Yeah.
Should we do Beauty and the Bender first? Should we get that out of the way?
All right. Yeah. Beauty. Yes. Beauty is, for me, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Vegas Golden Knights.
They're gonna love you, eh? They're going to be loving you from dawn until dusk.
They upset the Colorado Avalanche, sweep them. Vegas had 95 points this season, 5 points less than the Bruins.
Yeah.
Carter Hart showed up, to much to the dismay of many people. Many showed up, and Jack Eichel showed that he's a top of the line two-way center,
world class.
And their defense, they made some great moves in their defense. Talking about McNabb. McNabb was like a trade with Buffalo. That was a great trade. Has proved dividends. So yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights, they shocked a lot of people.
What do you got, Connor?
One thing on the Golden Knights, whoever is the WWE writer of the NHL that really hates Bruce Cassidy, I really love to see it. It's an amazing storyline. Don Sweeney walks into the fucking guy's living room while he's in his fucking robe after taking a shower and fires him. And then he goes to Vegas, wins a cup there. Absolutely no loyalty, gassed right before the fucking playoffs, and then has to sit there cucked from another job while that team that he just coached for the last 7 months is about to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. You cannot make this shit up.
Yeah, some good storylines. Surrounding Vegas because they're kind of a villain around the league now, I think.
They are.
So it's, you kind of want that. You kind of need a team like that, playing well, doing those things. It used to be Montreal for us for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Bender, for me, Colorado Avalanche.
Bender.
How do you get swept out of the conference final as a President's Trophy winner? And it really wasn't that competitive.
No, it wasn't. It got less and less competitive as they went.
I know they got banged up there, but everybody's banged up this time of year.
Yeah. Losing McCarr the first two was hard.
Yeah. Obviously that hurts. But, he played the last two. He was banged up, but he played. And
that whole thing.
McKinnon was hurt too.
McKinnon was hurt too. Yeah. Your two blessed players go down. Like, it's tough. But at the same time, shouldn't be a two-man team. Should be more than that.
The McCarr thing for me is like, you really couldn't play like 2 nights before. Like I don't know. It's just because he was out there in Game 3, like skating around like crazy, like carrying the puck and super noticeable and looked like Cale McCarr. And that couldn't happen 2 nights before. Like it just. And Bednar kind of said something about it. Like
kind of questioned it. I
hope
think
he's in there, and he kind of questioned it without questioning it, and it was just interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, look, they were banged up, but at the same time, you're the President's Trophy winners and you got swept.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, for crying out loud.
You did.
Be better.
You did.
Be better.
All right. Comment section. Dan Maynard. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dan Maynard. Good afternoon, you bunch of beautiful people, says Victoria.
She was talking to us mostly, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Zach Haste. I doubt McCrimmon knows any of his players' dogs' names.
If he does, he kick them.
Yeah, maybe. Mark Stone was another topic that came up about the Bruins had a chance to get Stone. You know, he went to Vegas from Ottawa for, you know, a player and a pick or something, second round pick, and Eric Brandstrom.
Yeah.
You know, that's the type of trade you make that pays dividends, you know, down the road. Lucky Charm. Bruins organization acting like they've won a Stanley Cup in the past 5 years. Just play Hagens at center to start next year. Elias can move to wing or do whatever. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you spend another year trying to put the square peg in the round hole. Go ahead, Connor.
With the revisionist history on, you know, Mark Stone, just quickly going down Vegas's roster on players that the Bruins were in on: Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, Thomas Hertl, William Karlsson at one point. Riley Smith was actually on the team. You know, Noah Hannafin on the back end, Rasmus Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, Boston Bruins, interest kings. Like,
yeah.
Close a fucking deal once, Donnie. Close a deal.
Those are the ones.
Close a deal. Like, Jerome McGinley got fucking swiped out from underneath you while you were too busy. I don't know what you were doing. You know, learning his dog's name, learning his family's names, and then he ended up going somewhere else.
I don't
Close
know.
a deal.
Vegas started from the ground up. They literally went to the Stanley Cup final with a bunch of guys they picked like a fantasy draft and went in and went to the Stanley Cup final. And they obviously, like Florida, they identify players that work in that whatever system they're playing. Like it works, and they add pieces. And those guys work, like the Braden McNabbs of the world. Like you wouldn't think.
They're also not afraid to swing for star players, though.
They're not. I mean, look at Eichel. Look at Marner. Like, I mean,
Eichel, Marner,
star players.
They traded for Peter Angelo from St. Louis. Like they are not afraid to take a big fucking swing.
Yeah, and they're not afraid to get an Anderson who's a UFA.
Yeah,
like they're not afraid to say maybe we can't sign him, but we want to win the thing with him.
Yeah, we're trying to win.
Yeah. That's the difference.
Cam Neely talks about, you know, we don't live in the future, we live in the now. Well, they don't prove that though with their actions.
They don't do either.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to take. They don't take a rental like Anderson.
No, I mean the thing, you know, it just frustrates though.
It's frustrating. Frustrating. Bruins 1970, Sweens and Neely think everyone should bow down and thank their lucky stars that they get to play for a historic original six franchise. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. I really do. I really do believe that's part of it.
They just have this arrogance. So if everybody's going to come and play, everybody's going to come and coach. They're learning the last couple of years here that doesn't carry any weight anymore. Like people don't care as much about traditions and all that stuff anymore. They don't care about the best possible situation for them.
Yes.
That's what they care about.
Absolutely.
So, Connor, go ahead.
I think part of that is the original 6 teams used to have all the money in the world. Now all the teams are kind of becoming more equal in what they have to offer.
Right.
All those
that's the downside. Like it was a positive when they went salary cap because the Bruins will spend to it. Like you can't do that. Like we're not going to spend quite enough anymore. Like everybody's at the same cap level. The problem though is because everybody's at the same level, you have to get guys to come. Everybody's on the same level playing field. You can't just go spend whatever, or another team can't spend to whatever. Like because of the cap, that's the one thing about the cap that hurts the Bruins right now is that then they're competing for other guys with a similar cap space, and the guys are going the other places. So kind of a double-edged sword there. I still think it's great. I think it's great for Bruins fans that there's a salary cap and Jacobs fought for it because it does level the playing field for them. They can't use the excuse of, well, this other team has more money than we do. So that helps. Jerry Jingle, there is a lot more talented RFAs than UFAs, but does anyone remember the last time the players got a player from an offer sheet?
They don't.
Jesus.
I mean, it doesn't really happen around the league.
No, it's we don't want to screw them, so they screw us later. There's an unwritten rule there.
There is.
It typically you see an offer sheet when the league kind of understands that the team's not going to keep them. But if a team is kind of still like a Jason Robertson, we might keep them. We might have to move some guys around. Teams typically don't touch that player until they say we can't do it. So
the last time that it happened was Carolina and Montreal.
Yes.
Carolina offer sheeted Sebastian Aho.
Well, no, it was
no. Wait. No, they did Sebastian Aho for an offer sheet, and Carolina easily matched.
Oh, okay.
They basically did Aho the favor. The very next year, they did the fuck you back to Montreal and got Kotkaniemi. But they overpaid him a little bit to a point where Montreal couldn't sign him, and they got him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that wasn't the last one. It was Edmonton and St. Louis. It was Holloway and whoever.
Oh, yeah. Holloway. They did two guys. Holloway and somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the defenseman.
I think Broberg.
Yes.
Yeah, they held Edmonton over a barrel there. Michigan Mike, time for the greatest podcast ever. Bruins Benders, Steve Dangle, and Sid Sexerio. All together for 2 hours. Awesome. We'd love to get Dangle on.
Yeah.
Talk a little fucking Leafs.
Jump into his comments and tell him he should come
on. Put a good word out.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Curtis, also, I get the feeling Sweeney doesn't have any intentions of re-signing Arvidsson, which is fucking crazy. Did you keep him at the deadline just to appease the players? Horrible management decision. So I really think last week I was 55-45 on Arvidsson. I don't think they're going to sign him. I think he's signing somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, it would be in his best interest to take as much money as he can at this point.
I mean, he has to at this point.
And he should.
He should.
Would he sign here for a little less because he likes the system and likes Sturm and likes guys he's playing with?
Maybe.
You might be able to get that thing to work out. If they trade Zacha and trade Middlestat, should they sign the guy? Yeah, because I don't think there's much else out there, honestly.
Right.
And I think you could get him for a reasonable deal.
And that could be your captain there if they sign him like a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who plays hard all the time. And I would rather have guys like that than other guys float around out there.
If you get rid of the other guys. If it's a run it back thing, I don't want him. But if you're getting rid of those pieces, then he fits better, I think.
If Arvidsson's taken a deal to stay here because he likes the fit and he likes the system and he's given him a cupcake deal, you know what comes with that? Trade protection. And as soon as that's mentioned, I'm fucking out. No,
well, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Is they're gonna anybody they sign is gonna come with trade protection. That's their chip. They're gonna give trade protection to everybody.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a chip. A lot of teams do it anyway, but you're not gonna get away with signing guys without trade protection.
No.
Regardless of who they are, at least for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Jerry Jingle, but if your next centers are Minton, Elias, Patra, Corrali, you're tanking this year. Yeah, I mean,
no, you want it to be Hagens.
I want it to be Hagens. Yeah, Hagens, Patra, Minton, Elias.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do that thing. Put Elias Lindholm on the fourth line. And drive that baby.
I mean, ideally, Elias Lindholm's not on the team, but yeah, are you tanking? Probably, but at least you're getting the young kids some experience and finding out what you have with those guys. Or maybe they surprise you and perform above expectations like this damn team has done this last year.
It's not as much a tank as it is a not worried about like having to make it.
Right.
Just kind of putting yourself out there and saying, we need to develop these players and see what we have in these players.
Yes.
And we're going to take this year to do that.
I agree.
And I honestly believe that if they said that out loud to people with the Bruins fans, that they would understand and they would keep going to the games because they would want to watch Hagens.
Yes, that's the thing.
Want to see that development. That's what I don't get. Like, just be transparent and say it, and you're not going to have empty seats, and you're not going to the fans aren't going to get mad at you. They're going to understand why they have to do that word salad shit. I don't understand.
I think they worry about how it looks to guys like Pastrnak and McAvoy, who are, getting up there or in their primes, whatever. I think that's what they worry about. But honestly, you could phrase it a different way. You could just say, look, we're gonna play the kids. We want them to develop. We want them to be good. We want them to play with good players. Stroke Pasternak's ego a little bit there if you have to. But say like they're the future of the Bruins. Like we need these guys to be good. We want them to be good. We want them to play with good players. So this is what we're doing. We're gonna try to get these guys some experience and move forward with them. And at the same time, you figure out what you have with those guys. And I think that's kind of what they need to do. That's where we're at this point in time.
Yeah,
and look, the fans will want to see Hagens. They want to see.
Yeah, they'll still come. They'll still watch.
They want to see men already. They want to see those guys. People are clamoring for Hagens. Yeah. So. Like, it's not like the people aren't going to show up if you start playing the young guys. They care way more about those three guys than they do about Elias Lindholm. I'll tell you that.
100%.
So, I think the fans would be giving you a standing ovation if you
actually have somewhat of a plan.
Yeah, if you had Elias Lindholm on the third line instead of the first line, I think the fans would be happy with you, not mad at you.
No. Is that case? Am I the only one that is glad Langenbrunner is moving on? I didn't think he deserved a promotion in the first place. Yeah, I mean, again, needs some changes. I'm not crying over Langenbrunner leaving or his son, who's not an NHL player.
No.
So I don't. Yeah, good. But who will they replace him with? I don't know. McQuaid, Chara, fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the inner workings of the Bruins front office enough to know what Langenbrunner did day to day.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
He's gone? No, I'm not, because I was honestly tired of looking at his name in the front office thing, and because he's been around forever and the team hasn't been doing anything. So it's time for a change.
It depends on what Sweeney is.
I would gas all those guys. Honestly, I would. I like everybody gone. Yeah. Start fresh. Like you want to. I mean, just start poaching from. An organization that's successful, and then build the thing from there. Like, just grab the assistant GM from, Carolina or Florida or Vegas,
Minnesota,
and let him pick. Minnesota, and let him pick his guys and go from there.
Right.
Like, ask the whole damn thing. Right. Let them pick the scouts. Like, do that whole thing. Like, fire it up. Everybody.
I think Sweeney has a lot of control over that thing, and I think that's part of the issue. I think he's a control guy. So he wants his own guys in there. A little bit of insecurity, I think, from him. I think you could tell that just by the way he talks sometimes. He's insecure. His flippant responses and stuff. That's insecurity.
Sure.
Bruce Cassidy was head coach of Providence from 11 to 16, brought up 20 players in NHL. The next 4 coaches' 10-year span have only brought up 13. Who does this align with, says Matthew Curtis. Well, I think, first of all, they really relied on that last core and they squeezed the life out of it, and they didn't really have an urgency to develop players. And they weren't going to be good at it anyway, but they kind of got a pass there. Now that they need to, when you can have a 2021 draft? What's the Lysell draft? 21?
I think so.
Where nobody's going to, it's going to be Harrison and all those guys are gone.
No, what it proves to me. Yeah, I mean, what it proves to me is Bruce Cassidy is a good coach and can develop guys, and then the other guys they don't have, either they got bad players or bad coach or both, which is I think what the case is.
Right. So and what did they say about Cassidy? He wouldn't play young guys, so we brought in Montgomery. Remember that? Yeah. Like
he developed a bunch of young guys. Like I
did.
So did. I mean, that's what I take from it. Bruce Cassidy can coach.
Yeah, he can.
He might not have the best personality, but he can coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gotten the most out of teams everywhere he's been. What is what it looks like to me. Did it with Providence Bruins. Did it with the regular Bruins. Did it with Vegas. Mm-hmm. He'll do it with the next team he goes to. and then he'll have a shelf life. He'll go somewhere else and he'll do it again. Like the guy can coach hockey.
You can. Brendan Pounds, if the power play drops to bottom half of the league again, this team is closer to bottom 5 than the playoffs. Yeah, I would agree. Because 5-on-5, I'm not sure what they're getting, depending on what they bring in. Matthew Curd.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect to have career years again from guys.
No, some of those guys that, is Morgan Geekie going to score 42 goals again?
Yeah, is Pavel Zacha going to score 30 if he's even on the team?
Right.
Is Kylie McAvoy going to have 60 points again? Is Jeremy Swayman going to have the kind of year he had in goal? I mean, if they keep giving up high danger chances and the amount of shots they're giving up, probably not. So,
Matthew Curtis, we just have to count on Geekie to shoot at 30% for the first half of the season, and then Zacha to pick up his slack by shooting 40% in the second half of the season. Just playing can't fail.
No, sounds perfect, Matthew.
Sounds good. Hawk, I think Boston's biggest issue is the inability to develop young talent. Yes, they try to turn every rookie into Patrice Bergeron 2.0. Yes, instead of letting offensively gifted players learn to score in the NHL. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes, on all accounts.
Yeah, agreed. Jerry Jingle, this discussion is super depressing. Can we shit on Toronto for comic relief? Yeah, Mitch Marner wasn't the problem there.
Yeah.
How's that thing?
Yeah, how's that taste?
Austin Matthews is obviously the problem. I think it's pretty evident that something's up there with Matthews. And we saw it on the bench when they were with Toronto. Marner, Nylander, Matthews bitching at each other on the bench and stuff. Marner said last night, he said that, we weren't blaming each other. We weren't, we just kind of stayed with our game and everything. So there were a little bit of subtle little digs at the previous place he was playing.
Yeah.
And he's a fantastic player.
Yes.
But there was all that talk about Marner. He doesn't show up. He's lazy. He's this, he's that. Well, Jesus, he looked pretty fucking good against Colorado.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Nylander. I don't know. But there was a bad mix there. And Marner's shining now on a team that is good. And Eichel is I would say Eichel might be the most underrated player in the league. Because you don't hear a lot about him. Like you hear about McKinnon and Makar and Draisaitl and all these guys. Eichel's name doesn't come up as much as it should, but he is a fabulous player.
Yeah,
he is. And that's the guy that, you needed. In Buffalo, I can give more.
He might be like this generation's version of Jonathan Taves to me.
Yes, he's just kind of
He's like super steady.
Winner.
Big goals, I don't know. Like he's just really good.
He is
really good.
Gordov, Sweeney very rarely gets ahead of it. Correct. Daniel Costa, all you guys do is say what I think. Yeah, I mean, because some of it is common sense, Daniel. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Brendan Pounds. Boys, what's one bold hockey move that you think Boston pulls off this offseason, if any? I think they trade Zacha. I don't know what it's for. I think they trade Zacha. I do this offseason. I
hope you're right. Number one, because I really would. This is the time. I said it earlier in the show. This is the time. Like this is when they need to do it. But man, I really think they're like gonna nibble around the fringes again. Like I feel like the big move is gonna be like letting Peeke walk in free agency and Joki Hayu playing as the third pair defense. Like I really think you're gonna be looking at the same team next year and saying, well, why did we end up here? He said it was an incomplete roster last year. Why do we have the same
bring it back for 2 years
fucking roster this year? Like that's what I think is gonna happen. I hate it. I hate that I feel that way. I hate that I'm probably going to be right, but I just don't think Sweeney has the creativity, the balls, the foresight, here's
the thing,
hold together to make a big splashy move. I just don't think he does.
Does he know enough about the identity of the team? Like, does he know enough to say, okay, this guy would fit better than Zacha, or this?
No.
We want to move on from Zacha because we want to change the makeup of the team. But what kind of guy are we bringing in? Like, does he know that thing?
No.
Because Bill Zito knew that when he brought in Kachuk for Huberdeau and Uyghur. And he brought in Kachuk because he ended up being sort of the team. Like, he was the heart and soul. And Huberdeau had a 115-point season, but he understood that he just wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
So he traded him. Like, can Sweeney do that thing? Identify that thing?
No.
So that's what I'm concerned about. Like, I am concerned about.
That would make me laugh out. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Like, no, he can't do that. Like, but Tampa did it too with Hagel. They've spent an arm and a leg for that guy, and everybody's like, for Brandon Hagel, what are you nuts?
Yeah.
And he went there and he's been fantastic for them.
Right.
So, identifying guys, but I don't he has no idea what the what the plan is, what the makeup of a Bruins player is. Hard to play against. What does that even mean? He doesn't know. It's whatever Neely says it is on the day, whether the Bruins are winning or losing. If they're losing to Florida, it's bigger and tougher. If it's losing to Montreal, we got to get more speed and skill. Like, it's however the wind blows in the current, in the current game, in the current series. Whoever beat us in the playoffs last, it's Buffalo, so it's speed and skill. If they lost to Florida, it would need to be bigger and tougher. They are always reactionary. They're always playing catch up. They're always 2 steps behind everyone else. That is your Boston Bruins general managing. 2 steps behind everyone else.
Connor, go ahead.
The Jonathan Huberdeau of this Boston Bruins team, in my eyes, and if Sweeney was going to go off the boards for a little bit of a splash to trade a player with a little bit of term, I would be looking at Mr. Morgan Geekie. Had a hot year, had some good goals, but was really up and down. When he wasn't producing goals, he was absolutely nowhere to be found and a detriment to the lineup. I think another team will take the opportunity for all the goals, and you could sell high on a player that isn't in the long-term plans and a position that you need to find a player that can do more than just shoot the puck 50% of the year.
Yeah. Well, I think Geekie, I would trade Zacha and Geekie. I mean, that changes your makeup. Like, what you get in return is scary. But if they could make a solid trade and trade Zacha this way and Geekie that way or whatever, I mean, you got to change kind of the makeup of your team. And I think that would be a savvy move by them, because I don't think Geekie's a complete player. Yeah, he scores goals, but not a great defensive player. Doesn't do much else. Can't carry the puck. Can't drive the line. Like, he's a shooter. So I'd explore it. I mean, he makes a decent, affordable salary, which as a 42 goal scorer is a good asset to have on the team. But it's also attractive to other teams to say, we can bring this guy in for $5.5 million over the next few years. And he also has to play with certain players to score. So he has to play with high-end talent to score. Dan Maynard, I keep meaning to ask, what's the beauty soundbite from?
That is from this one, right?
Gonna love you, eh?
Yeah.
They're gonna be loving you from dawn until dusk.
That is what is that? I'm drawing a.
He says it's Arnie. Who's Arnie?
Yeah, it's Rick Moranis and what is it? Strange Brew?
Oh, Strange Brew.
Yeah.
Strange
Brew?
That's
what it is.
Okay. And then hypothetical question, comments, feel free to weigh in. You get to interview 2 players. In each player, you get a single question, as honest as question as you want. Who and what questions? Okay, 2 players. I'm going to ask. I am going to ask. I'm going to ask David Pastrnak how many years before he fucking bails. And I'm going to ask Jake DeBrus to tell me everything about Cassidy.
I'm going to ask Charlie McAvoy what he thinks of Jim Montgomery and his defensive system.
Yeah.
If he thinks his game got away from him under Montgomery, because I think it did.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask James Hagens what what was said to him when he signed, or last year when he was talking about signing, what Don Sweeney said to him about what his role would be on the Bruins.
Okay, go ahead, Connor.
I'm going to ask Brad Marchand what the specifics of the issues on the contract negotiation were.
Good one.
And I'm going to ask Tyler Seguin what player's wife or girlfriend he fucked.
What was it? What did they say? It was Horton?
Yeah,
the
it's
rumor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a rumor.
That's a rumor.
Rumor and innuendo. Allegedly.
Wasn't there also talk about Tocchet and somebody years ago? Like, I feel like those rumors come out about players and wives, like Tocchet and somebody when he was with the Flyers. I don't know. It just still seemed to come up every once in a while.
Was it Eric Lindros? It wasn't Eric Lindros, was it? Lindros was banging
Lindros
wife or something.
Tocchet, and it wasn't Brindamore and Tocchet. I don't know. It was Tocchet and somebody, I thought. But yeah, that's a good one, Marchand. That's a good one.
It is.
All right, we're on a bender.
All right, we're on a bender with Maddie, though.
Oh, we're flipping the script.
Flipping the script.
Okay.
All right, let's get this shit together.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. What is the dumbest superstition that you fully believe affects the outcome of a Bruins game?
Well, the famous one was the 1990 Wales Conference playoffs against the Whalers. They're down 5-2 in Hartford. And I got so pissed in the 5th goal that I punched the wall behind me, and there was a big picture on the wall, and it came crashing down. So I'm trying to put the picture back up on the wall, and the Bruins score a goal. And then they score again. So I'm standing on the couch holding the picture until the end of the game, and they won 6-5. It worked. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, that is fucking science, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
Science.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, number 2. What is your ideal first date? Classy dinner, dive bar, Bruins game? What are we talking about?
Well, ideal first date, it
was a coffee shop.
Like, if it's someone I really like, if I could do, like, Eileen and I met at a coffee shop on Moody Street.
Yep.
But typically my rule was I do coffee shop or something to that effect, because it can be quick if you need it to be, or it can be long if you want it to be.
Right.
So if you're doing dinner, sometimes that could take an hour. If you don't have a lot of chemistry, you're kind of waiting for the meal. Do you want dessert? Like, it drags.
Yes.
So
follow up on a bender. How long was the coffee date on Moody Street?
4.5 hours.
Yeah, they talk for a bit.
4.5 hours. But so that works. So I think my ideal date is like a first date. And Eileen and I had hit it off a lot. So I was confident that I was going to hit off. So we could have done dinner, or we could have gone somewhere or whatever. But if it's just like I still really don't know you that well, and I'm not sure what the chemistry is like, it's typically, coffee shop.
Okay.
Something that can be quick if you need it to be.
People watching for 5 hours at the airport.
Speaking of quick,
that was our second date.
If you suddenly had unlimited money for one hobby, what are you getting into?
Oh, fucking baseball cards. I'm getting all the fucking memorabilia and baseball cards. I'm getting the biggest man cave and all that type of shit. Like, I'm going hardcore on that stuff. I'm getting all the white whales I wanted to get over the years.
I'm with you on that. All right. What's your go-to comfort TV show that you've watched too many times?
Golden Girls. Golden Girls, like at night, like I'll be at night here, and they're on Hallmark, like at night and through the night. Like, sometimes I fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a comforting, funny, simple, brainless show.
I put the Office on, and just you know, you can just roll with that shit.
Yeah.
What's the most old man habit you already have?
Oh God, Eileen probably has 5 of them right now. But old man habit, I pace.
Okay, yeah,
I pace a lot. Like,
this is a good one. Bruins 1970.
I feel like I have a lot of ants in my pants sometimes. I pace. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite type of music when nobody else is around? Or your favorite type of music?
Honestly, again, we're talking about
Doesn't matter if
TV.
people are around or not, right?
It doesn't matter. I'll listen to whatever in front of anybody. I don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
I talk about comfort TV. Comfort music for me is like putting on. I have this Anita Baker playlist on my thing that I'll just chill out to. Just throw on Anita Baker, and I love Anita Baker. So
there you go.
I'll throw it on and just kind of chill.
All right. If you could instantly become elite at one activity, what would it be?
Elite at one activity. I would say like real estate investments or something like that can make me tons of money.
Yeah. I think I would be I would want to be like a left-handed pitcher.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I'm left-handed, but you know.
Jesus, all you need to throw is the 3 batters.
Yeah, I mean, let me throw 100. Like give me one of those, Chris Sale contracts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just throw 100.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Yeah. That kid from Bishop Feehan. Like 99 already.
Yeah. Give me that. What's a trend you've never understood, no matter how many times, how hard people have tried to explain it to you?
A trend. What is a trend?
I don't get the 6'7" thing. I don't fucking get it.
I don't. And you know what? Kids can't explain it.
No,
it's just like an either or. Like that's what they say to me. Like it's just, and it remains. Like this is one of the longer trends.
Yeah, that
I've seen in a while. That's a good one. I don't know, a trend. The pants down your ass. Like I never understood that thing. Like first of all, how they stay on. Like some of them, whole ass is out.
Yeah.
Like whole boxer shorts ass is out. Like I don't understand that thing. I
remember playing a basketball game down at Graverson when we were playing, and the kid is dribbling the ball up the court with one hand and holding his fucking shorts up with his other hand.
Yeah.
Like how he like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. Playing one-handed essentially because he didn't want his pants to fall down.
I mean, I just
I don't get that at all. I don't. I never have.
All right, number 9. If you had to spend a year living in another city, where are you going?
Spend a year in another city.
I would say Toronto. Low key, really good city.
Toronto isn't a great city. It's a great city. It's too fucking cold for me though.
Yeah. I would say maybe like San Diego.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Something like that. Yeah. Brockton. Bruins 1970 Brockton. Now close second.
Close second.
Yeah. Smitty's is Clearwater Beach.
I mean,
that's it. Yeah. I like me some Clearwater Beach.
Oh, fucking hate. I would move there in a second. All right, number 10, last question. If beer 30 was a real time, what time would it be?
I'm gonna say beer 30 is. I think a good time is like 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah.
I was gonna go 3:30, but
we're around that time, like a late afternoon that can go into the evening.
Yeah.
Like you can go home and have dinner if you're not feeling it, or you can stay out till fucking midnight.
Yeah.
Get hammered.
Yes.
Like it's a good little swing period there.
Late after, like early mid-afternoon. I'm saying let's get out.
In the summer, like you get out to like an outdoor spot at like 4:00.
Oh my God.
Stay there till fucking 10:00. Like, and it's still nice out.
Victoria, that's much too late. 5:45.
5:45. I mean, I'm in bed at 6:15.
Much too late, Victoria.
5:45. Just deal with the crowd. Like that's the other thing.
Yeah, people starting to get out of work. You got to be there early enough so you have your spot. You got a spot. You can pick one of the better tables. If there's a view of the water or something, you're out there. You can see it.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Victoria is probably 35 or under, and you guys are like 50 plus. Like,
she's young, but still, 5:40. No, 5:40. You got to move that shit up. 5:45. Move it.
5:45 is
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a-
younger folk want to stay out until 2 a.m.
No, 5:45 is after work drinks. I'll stay
Yeah.
I'll stay from fucking 3:30 to 2 a.m. You don't
Yeah.
have to fucking convince
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah. Wilbraham Masshawk. Oh, nice. Wilbraham.
Brendan Powell says that's during work hours. Psychos. Yes.
Yeah.
Brendan.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
psychos.
We're leaving the workplace.
We're leaving work early and we're getting fucking after it.
We went to Maria Ragazza's in Abington. They have a nice little outdoor area with an outdoor bar of about 7 or 8 stools. Like that's a place you go at like 3:30, get a stool, you're outside. There's 2 TVs right there outside, and you could just hammer beers all night long. If you want to on a really nice night. Like
Mick said we were drinking at 10 a.m. back in college.
Yeah.
Watching people. I mean, look, I went to cheer on people running in the Falmouth Road Race and was drinking beers at 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Smitty went to UConn. He was drinking 24/7.
I don't have a problem starting early.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it.
To do out there.
We'll just leave it at that.
He drank at 8 a.m. at UConn, but he wasn't starting at 8 a.m. He was finishing up at 8 a.m.
Finishing up. We're just continuing out through the next day.
Yeah.
Call it a long weekend.
Absolutely. All right, folks. That was great. Great night here of a long episode of the Bruins Benders Podcast. We'll do it again next week. We appreciate everybody listening. I do have 4 T-shirts, short sleeve T-shirts, the short sleeve version of this that are available, $25 a piece, delivered. If you want one, send us an email, bruinsbenders@gmail.com, and I'll ship it out to you. Until next time, have a great week. And as always, bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.